The question is, what's the future going to look like for you? Because today, as you know, socialism is taking over the world. We have Comrade Biden and Comrade Kamala, and we're not Republican or Democrat. We're just telling what we see. When you can take down the President of the United States through social media, something is definitely kind of screwed up out here. Parler gets taken down. If this is not the Communist Manifesto, I don't know what is. So I'll probably get taken off for saying this, but I'm just telling people how to see it. But the future is very, very bright if you're prepared for it. That's all we've been at the Rich Dad Company. So today we're going to be talking about how you and your family, especially your kids, because as you know, I just can't believe what's happening. It is beyond my little pathetic brain. Why are the school teachers not teaching when the kids are the most important people and you're the least? I'd rather hang out with kids than at the supermarket. Do you know what I mean? I'm going, but they're not working, but they want pay raises, the school teachers. That's my poor dad's mentality, head of the teachers union. So I'll probably get delisted for that one too. But anyway, the future is very, very bright, but the future is going to be different than it was in the past. Yeah, I'm more interested with a one with $1 in front than one with a cent behind of it. I didn't do well in school, but I knew the difference between $1 and 1 cent. But I was a genius when it came to that. And the way my rich dad taught me about money was very simple. I had to work for him for free. I was 9 or 10 years old. Because if I pay you, you'll think like an employee. I want you to think like an entrepreneur. And my poor dad, the head of education for Hawaii, was an employee, PhD, poor, helpless, and desperate. So when I came home and I said to my dad, my poor dad, I'm working for a rich dad for free, he went ballistic. I'm going to sue him. That's child labor. I went, no, it's called child education. So I would work for my rich dad for about 45 minutes to an hour. He'd have one of his groundskeeper take me around. I had to sweep the floors and pick up rubbish. And I worked in accounting, I worked in marketing, I worked in changing beds and stuff like that, And then in exchange, Rich Dad would play Monopoly. I said, I thought you were going to teach me about money. He says, I am. And he taught me playing Monopoly. And finally I got fed up with him. I said, we're playing Monopoly. I said, I don't know what you're doing here. He just cracked up. He says, you can't see it, can you? I said, no, I'm 9 or 10. It's one of the greatest formulas for wealth is found in this board game Monopoly. I'm going, what is it? He said, 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel. I went, is that it? He goes, that's it. So why am I in school then? And so then my education really began. It was the same as Trump. His father sent him out to collect rent. Imagine being a 9 or 10 or a 12-year-old boy collecting rent. I heard every BS excuse possible. I heard more garbage. It was almost as bad as our guest. He was a Mormon missionary. I think he heard a lot of excuses out there. I hate to laugh so much, but that's the facts, Jack. When you get into the real world, it's different than school. What Rich Dad, Poor Dad was about, it's called a financial statement. They don't teach you this in school. This is income, expense, assets, liabilities. And the mistake here is that my poor dad was always on the high-paying job, and this was my rich dad, assets. Assets put money in your pocket whether you work or not. So this is what Kim and I, we had businesses, we had real estate, we had no paper, no stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or ETFs, and we had a lot of gold and silver. Today we have Bitcoin. So that's all it is. I wish I could say it was harder than that, but for $25 today, you can buy a silver coin and you're in the game. You're in the asset column. Bitcoin's a little bit more expensive, but you can chunk it down with Satoshis. But anyway, it's so easy today, unless you're doing the old thing, which is go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, pay taxes, and invest for the long term in a well-diversified portfolio, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and ETFs. I don't do any of that. So that's the difference here. So the cash flow game is to help you and your kids think like a rich person, think more about assets versus income. Yep. The parents, when they play cash flow, the brake pads are smoking, man. They're brake. You can't do that. It's so risky.
You should have tried that. Oh my gosh, all those thoughts, all of that.
So we have a rich dad advisor, Andy Tennant, with us how many years now? Andy, 20-something years. He's been teaching for us. We teach all over the world. And your book is called Stock Market Cash Flow and 401 Chaos. I mean, you love the 401k plan. But most importantly, you practice what you teach. With financial education from the cash flow board game, you can be anyone you want. Still be financially free, taking advantage of the biggest changes in world history. I mean, I make fun of the Democrats and liberals and all this, but they're still not teaching financial education. They're teaching people that they're victims, that the capitalists have screwed you. Well, the only people screwing people is the school system. Those school teachers who don't want to go to work because they're afraid they might get COVID from kids who don't have COVID. I mean, to me, that's called LAZY, lazy. But anyway, it is such a ripoff what our schools are doing right now. And I probably could deplatform, but I want you to understand that. If you can understand that you never need money again, that's infinite. It doesn't make any difference. But the average person's too effing lazy to learn that. That's what really, really, really bugs me. Say, well, I don't want to do real estate. I said, well, do what Andy does. Well, they're lazy. They want to become a dentist and pay taxes and look at people's smelly mouths all day. Oh my God, I'm glad my dentist does. God bless my dentist. I bless him every time I go in there. I wouldn't want to do his job. I'm glad he does his job. Just like the guy that fixes my car. I'm glad he wants to fix my car because I don't know how to. But I also wanted to be rich. And these guys will not be rich because they're going to keep doing the same old thing. And that's what the cash flow board game was designed to do, was open up your mind. And so that's the future. The future is extremely bright, but you got to let go of the brake pads.
Small ebook, big impact, the wealth tree. The only 4 ways that will make you financially free forever. Download it here for free.